Hey guys, Dan Heilman back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about some of the price action on some of the coins. We're going to be talking about the government shutdown ending and how that might potentially pump the markets and pump liquidity back into the system. So without further ado, let's begin. All right, very first thing here, Bitcoin. So we have this major structure that we have kind of been fighting with this 350-day moving average, which is kind of like the invalidation point for the bull market. If we get weekly closes below that, it's going to be kind of signaling that the potential end of the bull market for now for Bitcoin and most likely other cryptocurrencies. Now, if we draw a line from this tariff tantrum spill through this bottom wick, you can see we've kind of tested this twice, and we've been making higher lows on the Bitcoin chart, and we are still continuing to kind of consolidate around this point. We need to break back above this white resistance line here at about 108, and then get above this bull market support band to show some strength for crypto in general, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So you can see most of the things are green today just because we had kind of a big sell-off yesterday. And interestingly, if I turn on my trading indicators, you can see we had this market manipulation on Market Cipher B, affiliate link below if you want to try it. This yellow X means that there is like a lot of whale and large sell orders coming through the system. And this does not come very often on the daily time frame. You can see we had one here and then one here, and it's been quite a long time since we've seen this market manipulation symbol on the charts. If we scroll all the way back here, we saw one back here in June of 2023, and we saw two of them right here at the end of the bear market. So you can see here's the bear market, and you can see we saw two of them, and then after these two market manipulation events, we saw a big pump, right, of many 100% after that. But this often comes when there's some manipulation, like very large addresses, exchanges selling a lot of cryptocurrency, maybe old whales selling, but it just kind of shows whales doing very large sell orders that push the market price down a lot, affecting a lot of different cryptocurrencies, right? When Bitcoin gets sold off like this, a lot of the other ones follow, like Ethereum and all the other altcoins. Ethereum is kind of in the same boat, but actually only retested the 350-day moving average once. It is still below the bull market support band, so it is showing a little bit of weakness here. If we go to also the ETH divided by Bitcoin chart, we can take a look at this, and you can see we're kind of trying to break out of this descending trend line here. So actually there's a Camel Finance indicator saying that the daily cycle low is most likely in, and we're trying to get back above the bull market support band for ETH Bitcoin. If we can get back above this and break above these two trend lines, it'll signal a little bit of strength for altcoins, which would be very good. If we look at Litecoin, Bitcoin actually did a nice little breakout of this descending sloping resistance line here and came back to retest it, so potentially showing some strength here. It also shows that the low is in a couple days ago for Litecoin divided by Bitcoin, so that's a good strength for that as well. And if we go to the general markets, the US dollar is been down the last couple of days. It is retesting the bull market support band, so if we break below this, it's going to signal good times for cryptocurrencies. If we get a pump out of here, that might signal a little bit of a pullback. If we look at gold and silver, they're both on their way to making new all-time highs. We'll see if we're going to get some sort of a double top and a pullback, or if we're just going to continue shooting to new all-time highs. That'll be quite interesting to see. Now, also the stock market. If we look at the stock market has been doing very fairly well, right? We're just kind of consolidating around all-time highs. We're actually looking like we're trying to go and make a new all-time high at the moment for SPY. DJI, Dow Jones, did in fact make a new all-time high. So it seems like stock markets go up, crypto goes down, stock markets go down, crypto goes down, stock markets consolidate, crypto goes down. So it's been pretty brutal lately. A lot of the Bitcoin miners and crypto related stocks have been getting some declines over the last couple of days here, especially yesterday for some of them. Hive, down 50%. I have a lot of these in my portfolio, so I guess I should have taken a little bit more profits. I took some near these highs back here, but looks like I should have taken more. But you can never really tell what's happening. Circle down 50, I mean, just from my entry, which I thought was pretty decent back in here, just from my entry, we're down 50%, but from the all-time highs, I'm sure we're down even more. So yeah, that's a good 70% decline. So a lot of these are seeing some big declines, but I think they'll come back up. MicroStrategy especially. Look at all these market manipulation yellow X's on the daily time frame for MSTR. This could be a fake breakdown of this trend line from back here. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah, that's what we've got going on. I guess let's look at Bitcoin dominance and USTD dominance, and then we'll get into some of the news about the shutdown and why that could potentially pump our cryptocurrencies here. So Bitcoin dominance. We've been in this ascending trend line for quite a lot of time. You can see here, this is on the daily. So we've been since basically August of, I guess, what is this? Yeah, about August for the last couple months, we've been heading up. We saw this very big liquidation cascade in October. We saw another wick that perfectly hit a trend line coming from all the way back down to this bottom low to this little dip. This trend line has acted as resistance and we've rejected off that. And now we're actually back down into this big ascending little wedge here. I guess the ascending channel is the word I was looking for. And we're coming down out of this. Now it says there's going to be a daily cycle low on the Camel Finance indicator down here in kind of the end of November. So we could see this come down here, come back up, retest, and then come finally back down. What this would mean would be that we'd start seeing some altcoins outperform Bitcoin, which would be good because altcoins are quite beat down. If you hold any altcoins, you're obviously very aware of that. USDT dominance. Now, this one has been going up for a while now, since pretty much the beginning of October. You can see the price has been coming up here, and it looks like we have kind of a rising wedge structure. So we have something like this, and then kind of something like this here. So usually this is kind of bearish and means that this is gonna, drop after we break out of this falling wedge, and that would be good for cryptocurrencies because USDT dominance kind of states that people are taking their money out of cryptocurrencies and putting them into stable coins. So it'd be nice to see this drop along with even the US dollar would be quite good for cryptocurrencies. And then we'll look at some of the other charts here. So we're on the daily and we have the trading indicators on. It says that we're looking for a low in Ethereum somewhere at the end of this month. Bitcoin is kind of the same thing. It says we're kind of in the window for a low. So maybe this will get marked with a low. If we get some big price movement up, the Camel Finance indicator will mark that this is the low. And we're also seeing a pullback on the market cipher B indicator with a big green dot. So that is usually a good time to buy. You can see the last time we had that over here, we had some nice, a nice little pump of, what is that, about 18%. So if that plays out again, we could be seeing some big moves there. I do have some leverage trades open. These are all the ones I have open. I have Bitcoin, ETH, DOT. I closed my ZEC position, had a nice little profit there. I should move that out of here. And Litecoin, I have a big leverage trade open. This one is looking quite good. I added a little bit more on the dip here. And Neo is another one that I have a leverage trade open. So I have an affiliate link below to Bitunix, my favorite exchange. If you do want to use that, you get a nice little discount on fees if you use my link. So no expense to you. And it's really easy to sign up and get trading there. Now, let's talk about some of the news with the shutdown and what's going on with that. So the US shutdown, the longest in history, officially 43 days, has now officially ended late yesterday. So that is on the 12th. Today's the 13th. And it's supposed to basically open back up today. So there was some negotiations on the ACA subsidy, which is kind of like the Obamacare. I forget what this even stands for, but the healthcare stuff. And the House passed the measure and 6 Democrats. So we are done there. Trump signed it hours later. So funding to the government through January 30th of 2026 and provides full year appropriations for some agencies. So today, federal workers began returning to posts, though full operations might take days or weeks. Air travel disruptions are easing, but yeah, there could be some potential delay from all that chaos. So basically, there's a bunch of people that are getting back pay. We had some flights, we had some food assistance, and some other things going on. So this was kind of hard. And it kind of, what I've heard is that this kind of stifles liquidity. And I asked Grok, I said, hey, is it true that the shutdown being over could inject liquidity into the system, pumping crypto? And it says yes, the claim holds up based on recent market dynamics and analyst consensus. The US government's 43-day shutdown, the longest in history, just ended. And basically what it's saying is during the shutdown, federal spending halted on non-essential services, causing the Treasury account to balloon beyond its $850 billion cap. This drained roughly $850 billion from the broader market liquidity as funds weren't circulating through banks, money markets, or stablecoins. Crypto markets highly sensitive to dollar availability saw Bitcoin drop about 5 to 20%, with altcoins and DeFi tokens hit harder due to reduced risk appetite. So now that these are reopening, we're going to have 180 to 350 billion in pent up spending resumes immediately, covering back pay and a lot of that. So regulatory thought also, the SEC and CFTC stalled during the shutdown can now fast track 90 pending ETF approvals and filings. So this would draw some institutional capital and I'm sure some from others. We had the Litecoin ETF approved. It sounds like there's an XRP ETF that's going to get start trading. I think it's been approved, but start trading soon as well. The Fed's QT unwinding ending December 1st. This is going to be quite large. Now we're going to go back into quantitative easing, which means there's going to be more money flowing into the system, and rates are going to continue to get cut. 73% odds right now for another 0.25% cut in December, alongside Trump's proposed $2,000 stimulus checks. It sounds like that'll be anyone who makes under $100,000 a year. So I feel like that's not that high of a percentage of the country, but that could help short term. It's not going to help anything long term because inflation is obviously more tragic for those who have lower incomes. And this is the longest shutdown, 43 days versus 35, which is the last one in 2018, 2019. And crypto rebounded 10 to 15 within 2 weeks as liquidity returns. So that would be, roughly the end of the month, we could potentially see some nice big moves on the cryptocurrency markets. So Bitcoin jumped from 100 to 106 post Senate vote on November 10th, and a bunch of inflows alone on November 12th. So it's now stabilizing around 103, 106. And ETH and alts, Ethereum, EYES 4K, and sectors like RWA, NFTs, and AI tokens lead amid the 264 million in short liquidations. That is chump change compared to some of the long liquidations we've seen over the last couple months here. So sentiment on-chain data shows while accumulating dips, trading volume spiking, and risk on rotation. So from SPX futures, NASDAQ futures, and X discussions echoed this, with traders calling it liquidity tsunami and moonshot for Bitcoin. So this looks good. Now, again, it says it's not guaranteed to pump endlessly. Short-term volatility could arise from the House delays, now resolved, or over leverage FOMO leading to big wicks, etc. So broader market may rotate to quality assets first, but crypto's beta to liquidity makes it prime beneficiary. So yeah, that's what we got going on. So analysts like those at Bitunix, hey, I've never seen that mentioned in there. That's cool. And Arthur Hayes projected a sectorial rotation. So in short, shutdown end is clear liquidity catalyst, and crypto is already responding. So it was looking good. And then obviously yesterday we did have a little bit of a big dump here, but you can see this was kind of, I believe, when we had, oh no, this was November 6th, so that wasn't it. So this green wick right here was kind of the end of the shutdown, and a nice little 5%. And then of course we retrace and kind of probably, I'm sure, liquidate some longs there. But the market is green so far this morning, and we'll see what happens when the stock market opens today as the government shutdown ends. As I said, a lot of the crypto related stocks are getting some big pullbacks, but SPY is trying to make a new all-time high. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Have a great day, everyone. And I have those affiliate links below. That is the best way to support the channel, and it gives you a nice discount on trading fees if you want to use that Bitunix one. I have one for Coinbase as well if you trust them a little bit more, but Bitunix is, you can do non-KYC. You can sign up very quickly, and you can legally leverage trade almost anywhere in the world. So that's it. Have a great day. See you guys.